Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we have a 2-for-1 deal. We are comparing the Grand Touring Miata to the Sport Miata. We're going to find out if you should really go for the higher trim. And then we're also comparing automatic to manual, so should you go automatic or manual? Pretty cool comparison. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Mazda here in Orem for giving me some time with both of these Miatas. Both of these are available for sale for the time being, so if you're interested, link to their website in the description down below. Link to my car buying guide as well. Let's get into it. So powering the first Miata is a 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through a 6-speed manual. Fuel economy is 26 around town and then 34 on the highway, with power outputs being 181 horsepower and then 151 pound-feet of torque. And the automatic Miata has the exact same power outputs, but it's 6-speed automatic instead of a 6-speed manual. Fuel economy is the same around town, but on the highway, apparently the automatic gets 1 mile per gallon better at 35 miles per gallon. Before we move forward with this comparison, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Now, both of the cars used in today's video are soft tops. I feel like that makes the comparison a lot more fair. The Aero Gray one is the Grand Touring, and then the Soul Red one is the Sport. And if you look at the front ends of both the cars, they pretty much look identical. Now, once you pop around the side, this is where you'll see a difference. You can see the wheels on the Sport versus the wheels on the Grand Touring definitely look a lot fancier. And then I noticed that blacked out mirror cap versus body painted mirror cap on the Grand Touring. But then the window trim is painted black on both of them. And then if we actually take a few steps back and look at the side profile of the Sport, so it has that normal Miata look. And then compare that with the Grand Touring, and although there's a difference with the wheels and the color, they pretty much, again, look the same. And then taking a look at the rears, there is one distinct difference I've noticed. Shark fin antenna with the Grand Touring. The Sport doesn't have it. It just has the normal antenna that pokes up. But yeah, other than that, taillights and all of that, yeah, they look the same. And then popping inside, you can see here with the Sport, we've got kind of more of like a basic trim there on the door panel. And then we've got these cloth seats as well. And this is the one with the manual again. So you got 3-pedal layout. Getting in is pretty easy. Start it up quickly. So you've got the triple gauge layout that the Miata's famous for. See all the controls here on the steering wheel. And then we've got stuff like just normal climate controls. We've got the new infotainment system that's not a touchscreen. Got the shifter here for the manual transmission in the center. And of course got that little center console here in the back. No glove box with this. And then here's a quick look at the window sticker. As you can see, average fuel economy is stated to be 29 miles per gallon. But sorry, I cannot hold this apparently. 30,765 is the MSRP on the Sport here with the soft top. And popping into the Grand Touring, first thing you'll note is that they bring the exterior color inside, and then the trim, the door panel is a lot fancier. Same thing with these seats. You've got these leather seats here with the Grand Touring, still manual in terms of the seat adjustment, not the transmission, that's for sure. Turn it on. Same 3-gauge layout. You guys can see the whole cruise control setup here with this. All the other controls. Same infotainment system, but you notice with the climate controls, although it's single zone, we do have automatic, whereas the other one does not have automatic. And then the trim here, it's kind of a little bit fancier looking. Obviously the shifter's a lot different. And then you still have the soft top mechanism and everything up here to take this off. And then when it comes to pricing, it's actually quite a bit more, $37,920. So yeah, you're paying a $7,000 price difference, or price premium rather, for that Grand Touring package. So let's take them out and see how automatic versus manual performs. Well, we're going to start off in the automatic and then pop over into the manual. Basically, we're going to see if I feel like I'm getting a upgrade, despite the fact that I'll be getting a downgrade in interior, right? I do like the Miata interior. And another reason why I wanted to do this comparison, I'm not considering the automatic, but I am kind of considering a Miata. So I moved out even, I gotta move the seat back a little bit. I moved out even further away from civilization. I can't stand the urban sprawl. And you know, my SUV doesn't get horrible fuel economy. I average like 17, 18 miles per gallon. But I have been considering getting something like this that's, you know, way more economical. I've also been looking at a Prius. I know. My thought is like, do I get something that's just like the definition of economy and is completely soulless? Or do I get something like this that still gets good fuel economy, but is a very fun car to drive? And yeah, I'm completely undecided. What I will say with the automatic is it's pretty good. I wouldn't necessarily call it a sports car transmission quite yet. I mean, we'll see when we get our little acceleration, but it's smooth. And it seems like it's, I mean, relatively quick. Let's see here in the manual mode. Okay, that's pretty slow with the reaction there. That's not, you know, I'm used to the quick shifts. But the Miata is surprisingly daily drivable. You are going to get more wind noise with these soft tops versus the RF, and just more noise in general compared to a lot of cars. But it's actually not too bad. It's not too bad. But I guess you also have to consider I'm someone who either drives a Jeep or a Grenadier, and both of those are not known for noise insulation. So I guess this doesn't seem too bad. You do get more road noise with this though. Yeah, the transmission's not quick. It's adequate. Yeah, there's the wind noise. That is the one thing with the soft top that I think is a downside. But it's more reliable than the RF, right? That, again, completely mechanical versus mechanical plus electrical and all of that the RF has. It's got a lot going on. So overall, this still has the same Miata driving dynamics with, like, you feel the steering and the handling and everything. It's great. It still drives like a Miata. It's still an absolute blast. Still has the high-strung engine. But yeah, the transmission, it's not exactly exciting. I wish that, and Toyota does the same thing with the 86, and then, you know, the BRZ cousin with Subaru. They just put a crappy automatic transmission in the cars. It's kind of like they don't expect, I don't think they expect anyone to buy the automatics really, even though it seems like they order out quite a few of them. It's like the car's made for manual, and they're like, well, some people don't know how to drive manual, so we'll give them an automatic, but we'll give them a really crappy automatic because you really should get the manuals. I don't know, it's kind of interesting if you ask me. So anyways, with that being said, let's pop into the manual. Okay, well, let us set off in the manual Miata. I'll say 2 seconds into driving it, it already feels better. It's already like, yep, this makes sense. I'll give it some more time. Don't want to put too much of a harsh judgment on the automatic. It's weird. This is just one of those cars that you get into it and it just feels right with the manual. It's so natural. And the transmissions, the shifter and everything, really good. Like, it's super easy to get into gear. It's pretty short throws as well. And on top of that, on top of the short throws, the clutch is super simple. Oh, the engagement's just beautiful. It's really good. And again, the ride and the steering's all the same. It's the same car, fundamentally, just different transmission. It's not the easiest to rev match. Again, it's a 4-cylinder. So that's just kind of the reality of the situation. 4-cylinders are always going to be a little bit less blippable. If it was a, you know, flat 4-cylinder, that would help out. And then, you know, inline 6s are pretty good. The best are V8s though. In my experience, flat 6s and V8s, those two engines, like, you can be brain dead and still be able to blip the throttle and match the revs pretty darn well, because they just rev up so easily, so freely. This, on the other hand, yeah, you gotta really be on top of it. But I will say it's a blast, and the handling's normal Miata fun. Yeah, this is why I didn't go this way with the not the RF, but the automatic. Shouldn't have. I was like, you know what, I'll give it a chance. And this is what happens when you give it a chance. You get stuck here. But yeah, I mean, this is... Sport interior's not bad. It's more basic though, that's for sure. I could see how people would want to upgrade with materials if they're going to be, I don't know, seeing this as like a special car. And this is a special car, ultimately. I like how can you see this? The shifter vibrates. It's so funny. It's weird. That's weird. But yeah, there's some things up with this comparison. Manual. I mean, it's just, is the second that you push the clutch in, it's a done deal. It is literally a done deal. Again, if you don't know how to drive manual, just learn. I would rather, yeah, I'd rather learn than deal with that automatic. Yeah, this is so bad. And I love how the Miata, you can really just go through the gears and have fun with it, and just nowhere close to the speed limit. Nowhere close. Like, you are going nowhere fast with this. It adds to the fun. And this is a lot more comfortable than I expected, to be honest, in terms of the ride quality and all of that. So let me know what you guys think, manual versus auto and sport versus Grand Touring. I guess I forgot to answer the sport versus Grand Touring. I think the Grand Touring's worth it if you want the extra luxury features, but if you're just using this as like a fun weekend car, nah, save yourself the money. Save yourself the money. That's what I think.